which stands one nation
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We need to make an amendment to the agenda.
So we're going to put Warda Cooper in as a referral to the rezone. Under Cooper for the rezone that farm ground across from the bank for that housing, senior housing they're talking about, the one north of Subway, across the road. I second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Everyone clear what we're doing? Just adding this to the agenda? Okay, we'll do that. We'll vote on that then. Wayne?
Yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve and Cheryl?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That should approve the agenda as well. I need approval and or amend the consent agenda, which includes minutes from our 4/13 meeting, housing app, which I think you can see in our material, and precision pay app number 6. Any questions on those?
We adopt it, or do we approve?
Okay, it's been moved. For a second?
Second.
Okay, Steve second. Okay, we'll vote on it then. Doc?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
And Ted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Does he have that already built?
Citizens willing.
Does he already have that built?
Which one?
Bigger.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's already got that.
Oh, okay.
No citizens? You know if Becky's going to join us at all?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
We do, Becky.
We just don't see
How
a
are ya?
picture.
Don't see
Okay.
ya.
She called in.
I called in.
Okay.
We have our model home is closing May 15th. We've got it sold and it'll be closed on May 15th. So there'll be someone moving in. That one's complete. And let's see what else. We're still working on. I'm talking with Sean O'Shea about how we can, begin the Highway 38 I-80 study. And I will get back to you on how we move forward with that. Are you there?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're listening. We're just spellbound.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are there any questions? I mean, we're still working with, as you know, with the water, stormwater project with Triple B and you guys, and more on that later too. So that's what we're doing.
Do you know what the selling price on the house was back?
Yeah. We had 190 for it. And we got 185.5 plus the Iowa 360 put in the 4,500. So we got our 190.
All right.
Basically what we borrowed, and that was what we wanted. So there you go.
You broke even.
We broke even, and that's what we wanted. That's all we were asking.
Okay.
Okay, and you're still moving on the other two? I think Doc shared that with us.
Got 3. We've been talking about 3.
Excuse me, I didn't get that.
We've got the other corner lot.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I think everything. They're still trying to move forward, but a lot of things are just been put on hold. I mean, some of these people, with their jobs or whatever it is. But I know they're all still real interested, and I believe that we're continuing to move forward. We bought the other 2 lots, and we'll just keep going.
Very good. It's something that we've tried to start here for many years, and it's nice to see it going now. Anything else, Becky?
That's it. It's good to hear from you. I finally got myself linked in here. Oh, good enough. I miss you guys.
Well, come see us sometime.
Yeah, okay. Will do.
Okay. Legal items. First one is the May 25th meeting.
Yeah, so in the past, we've sometimes just done a remote meeting and done the bills, but I think we're gonna have a few things on that agenda. So you wanna meet on the 25th, which is Memorial Day, or would you like to meet on Tuesday, the 26th?
26.
26.
Okay,
26th.
That's
okay,
fine.
so I just need a motion and a vote to move that meeting.
7 o'clock is. well.
Yeah, seven on the 26th.
Can I have a motion?
I
Oh.
moved to move the meeting to the 26th.
26th.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
Attaboy, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, moved and seconded. We'll vote on that. We'll start Cheryl,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Ted,
Yes.
Doc,
Yes.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Looks like Ted's got a fire going on.
Telling ghost stories.
What are you This is a fun.
So that actually affects the next one, which is a resolution for the Simpson Memorial. They want to redo their bonds to get a lower rate, and they need to do a public hearing, which is what we're doing there, and they need to do that on the time frame involves how when we meet on that particular day. So,
Okay, and this is something we do for them. It helps them, costs us nothing, so.
So we call a public meeting now, today?
what
Or do we wait
the
till
resolution?
next
No,
meeting?
oh, I don't know what's the resolution say. That's a good question. I don't have it in front of me.
Resolution.
I probably do actually.
Public hearing shall be
Resolution.
conducted 25th, 2000, you
Right.
got the wrong date then. but
Right, well-
2027. You have to change that.
So for this, we want to do that resolution with the date as the 26th.
It's the 26th.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion, we do the resolution for Smith, for their bond, for a public hearing for their bonds on the 26th at 7 p.m. May.
From Simpson Memorial Home Incorporated.
I second that.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion?
But is that who owns the?
That's the corporate name for the nursing home and,
Okay,
and,
that's,
assisted
I was
living.
trying to figure that out when I read this.
Yep, that's their legal name
Okay.
from West Liberty. So, okay, it's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? That will go. Doc,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Ted.
Yeah.
Cheryl
Yes.
and Steve.
Yes.
It's done. Resolution on penalties.
So we would like, we've kind of tentatively waived late fees and penalties for our utilities, and we need some sort of resolution outlining exactly what those dates were going to be. And that's the resolution in the packet says
March 1st to June
March.
1st.
June 1st.
March 1st, is that what it was?
March 1st.
March 1st to June
1st.
And then if we need to extend it beyond June 1st, we can do that at a meeting in May then if we need to.
I think it's wise.
I think it's good. Everybody else is doing that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think it's wise. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Came from Wayne, second?
Second.
Cheryl, okay. Further discussion? If not, we'll vote. Ted?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes.
And Doc.
Yes.
Next. Resolution to outstanding GO bonds, community center.
So we did the bonding on the community center, and then we got a donation from Janice Mankey for the library community center for $300 and some thousand. I forget the exact amount now. And that was to go to pay off the community center. The bonds were not callable until 7 years in. So the bonds were issued in 2013. It's now 2020, it's 7 years later, so we now can call the bonds early. And that's what this resolution is for, so we can pay off the bonds for the community center with the next payment in May.
That's great.
Yeah, we got the funds, so
Yeah, and we have the money. Money's in the bank, so.
have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead, Steve. You go ahead and I'll second it.
All right, I'll make a motion.
Okay. I'll second. No further discussion, we'll vote on it. Wayne,
Yes.
Doc,
Yes.
Ted,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
and Steve.
Yes.
Okay. Correspondence, I didn't receive any. I don't know if you guys did or not. Want to do some appointments if I could to approve for. Last meeting we had, Dick Villette resigned from the Board of Adjustment. I'd like to put Jamie Hall in that position. It replaced Dick, the expiration of that term be 2/28/22. Jamie did I don't know, I know we worked on or looking at their, when the fire department bought their new truck, did an excellent job of presenting that and have all these facts together pretty well when he presented it. So I thought he'd be a good person for this. So I'd like to appoint him, but still, I guess you guys will have to. You want all three of them? One?
Well, that's a good question. Do you guys want to hear all the appointments and approve all, or do you want to do them one by one?
Let's do them one by one. I'll make a motion for Jamie. For the
I'll second.
Board Adjustment.
Board of Adjustment. Mhm. And you seconded, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay, we'll vote on that. Ted,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
and Doc.
Yes.
The other two are library board. I have two people, theirs isn't up until I think June or July, but while I was in the motion just to get these done, I got her done. And that's Jennifer Hunter and Jim Williams. Both of them are reappointments to this 6-year terms. You know, they both were asked and without hesitation agreed to continue on their board. So I think they're good people to have on there. So I'd like to, would someone bring that up for a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Second?
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Got Wayne beat you, Cheryl. So we'll vote on it then. Cheryl?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes.
And Doc?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all the appointments. A couple other things I'd like to bring up. One thing, I think I failed to do this last meeting, that Willie really like to, if you would, Chris, give a lot of to-dos for the police department. I think they've really done an outstanding job with everything going on at this point. I know they've been shorthanded. They've stepped up and done the coverage that was necessary. So, and I know for sure Dave has worked on the new squad car when it came in to get that ready to go and stuff. So I guess sometimes you gotta tell them we do appreciate what they're doing for us. So if you'd pass that along, I'd appreciate it.
Yep. And I think Dave's on the call here too, so.
Well, Dave,
I
there you
am.
go.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. You guys stand up and do these things all the time, so appreciate it. Okay, the other thing, and I hate to bring it up, but it's just gonna get worse. 927, repair on the side, it's just crumbling off. Of course, I drive it into the farm all the time. But it's just, they're just big hunks of it gone from the edge, so it's just not gonna get any better. I don't think it's gonna heal itself, so.
No.
So I bring that up. Besides that, I really don't. I think everything's going pretty well. Council items. Move on to Fro Bike Night.
I think Dave wanted to visit about that, so go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, guys, I'm not sure. Can you see me at all or just hear me?
Just
Okay,
All right. Well, good enough. So Fro was unable because this is a online meeting. He was unable. He came to me and asked me a little bit about bike night, what we were going to do. He's been doing this a number of years. We haven't had too many issues. The only issues that we really had were, bikes going too fast up and down the road that we've been trying to handle. He wants to block off the same spot. I have a map here that you guys actually can't see. I was expecting to just be able to hold it up to the screen. Apparently that's not going to happen. I visited with him about a little bit better signage. One of the complaints that we've had is that somebody comes down to, they come down West 3rd Street, which obviously is a highly traveled road for us. They get to about Elm Street and then they realize that the road's blocked off. So I'd like for him to put a little bit better signage at the intersection of West 3rd Street and Elm, giving a direction to either go to the north or the south. There's two ways to get around that. He would be blocked off in the same spot that he was before, essentially from the alley over to Cedar Street. He's looking to start this May 1st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and run through September 4th. Of course, that's whether or not governor lifts the restrictions between now and then. But his initial proposal was May 1st.
Dave, on Facebook, his son, Devin, put out that they're not doing it until the governor opens them back up. So right now it's on hold, but we still have to okay to close that street. But
right, yeah, exactly. So what he proposed to me initially, it was May 1st, but again, that's based on the governor's proclamation. So,
yeah.
And then he wants to do an end of the year poker run September 12th. So if he gets a few new signage up, we haven't had any issues. So,
Okay.
Sure. I guess I'll make a motion then pending the governor's decision to open. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
To allow him to open the street use the street?
I guess I'd like a motion that says that, you give him approval to do that pending the new signage that Dave's talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
Make sure he gets it signed.
And the
out.
governor's approval.
Yeah.
yeah, just something a little bit better, something a little bit more visible at the alley where he's blocked off, other than just some snow fence, something that's easily visible, and then something at that intersection of Elm Street that lets people know that the road is going to be blocked off.
Yeah, 'cause I've said forever that he's not legal because of the speed limits and a dead end road is a big deal to close, and you can't just put one sign up and call it good.
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
Okay, Steve made a motion. Was there a second? I'll take a second then.
I second it.
Okay. It came through.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we vote on it? Doc,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Ted,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
and Cheryl.
Yes.
Okay, triple B quotes.
This
That's
is
for down here that's for down here.
no, it's for out by Artie's there, the ditch.
Oh, okay.
So we've been over this a couple times already. I know that, but I actually had asked Triple B just to clean the ditches and leave it the way it is, because I didn't want to spend a lot of money there if we're going to end up reconstructing it in the next few years anyway. They went out and shot the ditches and said there's just not enough fall there unless you replace the culverts. So the first two culverts, one of them is kind of wearing out anyway. And then the second one, between those two, there's not enough fall. He said, so you could spend $2,500 cleaning the ditch out, but you're going to have to do it again next summer as well, because there's just not any fall. It'll silt in again. We'll be right back to where we started.
Where's our accountability? Where's the homeowners or property owners accountability on that?
Well, it's up to you. It's our right of way. I mean, we generally take care of the right of ways in most instances. I know a couple of the owners have expressed a desire to get it done and a willingness to go ahead and pay part of that. So if you guys approve it, what we'll do is we'll go to those owners and go, okay, this is how much the project's going to cost. How much are you willing to put into it? So,
Just Spruce and 6th,
no, well, it'd be right in front of Artie's. It's on 5th Street.
right in front of Artie's.
Yes.
So it's Fifth Street.
So it's Fifth Street, yeah. And like I said, we were just gonna clean the ditches, but Brad said that's probably a waste of money.
Would you work on how much they're gonna contribute, or
Yes,
how would that be?
well, we'd try to get them to contribute at half is what we'd look for.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you,
How many property owners is that gonna involve, you think?
4,
mhm.
I think.
I think this started with Chili, but my goodness, he done something with that piece of a business, you know?
Right.
That, he is really, at least by the number of cars there.
Well,
And
and
stuff.
he's
He's
got
really
that
done
outside
well.
garden that he wants to use.
Yeah, yeah.
When things break open for him.
Yeah, and I touched on it last meeting a little bit jokingly, but when the retirement home or the older folks home gets put in, I mean, that is going to be kind of a thoroughfare for them. I mean, I think at some point we do need to maybe possibly look at running a sidewalk along that road. Maybe the shoulders, they don't crumble.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But- Well, you're right with what we're looking at, the housing, the Wuda Cooper thing.
That's what he was talking about.
You're right, we're gonna need sidewalks and something coming down there. You're right. I agree. Okay, what do we want to do with this?
I think we should do it right. I mean, I think it needs to be fixed right, and you might as well get it right. We got a good business in there. I think we should do everything we could to, help. And if they're going to pitch in, I think, why not? It's the entry to our town. Make it good.
I like the way you're thinking there, Steve.
I like the way you're thinking, Doc.
Well, I like the way Doc's thinking. Okay, so can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Oh,
All right, you guys go ahead. We're too quick. You guys got the delay.
Yeah.
that's
Cheryl
fine.
gets to say, Cheryl, your motion. Cheryl's motion, and Ted,
I'll take the second on it.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? If not, we'll vote on it. And this is with the understanding that Chris will meet with the landowners and work with that. Okay, we'll move that. Cheryl?
Yes.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Silco?
You guys have a seal coat list there. That's, Bobby and Al Pelling have gone over that a couple of times, and our budget is $100,000. I think that's for like 100, maybe 101.
101, 3625.
So that's what we're proposing to do for our seal coat this year.
They won't throw in the $1,000 and $36. We spend 100,000 with it.
I think we're negotiating on a couple of the streets that we weren't all that satisfied with last time, so they're going to make that right. But and we brought that up with them.
Okay.
And he had to go back to his boss and talk about that, but he was pretty sure they're going to make that right.
And we've got these funds.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Did you ask them if they could go to buy Cheryl's house and just pull all the gravel out and use that for another street?
There you go.
There's enough there. They could probably do it.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the bid for LL County.
Okay, Wayne moved. Is there a second for the Pelling bid? Second from Doc. Okay. All right, we'll vote on it then. Doc?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
One other thing too, I was gonna mention too, Chris, just driving up here, look at Fifth Street, 927. There's so much sand in all the gutters all the way along going
Yeah.
up there.
We're gonna have Richie be out. He's gonna be out street sweeping in the next couple weeks. So
Okay.
he's been doing a little bit, but not like we want to.
No, we got 3 or 4 different bids from Triple D. Are we just waiting on those later? Some of these other ones, like for the fall projects and stuff, and the culverts on the 3rd, and
Yeah.
we're waiting on those right at the
Something
moment.
on First Street too, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was one on First Street, and there was one on 6th, and
Yeah.
I just looked at all of it. I had 4.
we want to wait on those at least a little bit here,
Okay.
just to see what our revenues are.
Just want to make sure we didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Well, that's, financially, when it comes to road tax and stuff, it's gonna be less.
Right.
You
Road
mentioned
tax
that
is
last
less.
time. Oh, boy.
So, and that's where a lot of those come out of, so.
Okay, we have bills here as well. Who's on that committee? I don't know that.
Me, Ted, or me and Ted and
Cheryl.
Okay. So they may have stopped down and signed it. Any questions about the bills? Except we're paying this Brown person too much. I can see that.
She's not even here.
Oh, okay. She's not- yeah. Okay, can I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Move from Cheryl, second
Second,
from Ted.
yes.
Okay, we will vote on it. Cheryl?
Yeah.
Ted?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Wayne?
yes,
And Doc?
Yes.
Okay, a couple of you need to stop down and probably sign it.
Okay.
Cheryl.
Cheryl and Ted.
All right.
Administrative items.
So Woda Cooper has they sent an application, we just got it on Friday, so, they would like to rezone, 5 acres, of the Carpenter's property out here on the north side of Fifth Street. And, they put an application to rezone that. So, what I need is the council needs to refer that to planning and zoning. So that's all we're looking for at this time is to refer it to P and Z.
Okay, can I have a motion to do that?
I make a motion, we do that.
Okay,
I'll second it.
second from Cheryl. We'll vote on that then. Ted,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Wayne,
yes.
and Doc.
Yes.
So the application goes to P and Z. The P and Z will hear the application. They will make recommendations to the city council on that application. And then the city council will then have a public hearing and a vote whether to rezone that property or not. If it is rezoned, then we have to pass an ordinance amending our zoning.
Currently, that's commercial,
Yes, and it needs to be R2.
R2.
If, when does it become almost a done, I mean, what if we rezone it and then they don't want to do it? I mean, are they looking pretty solid, you think?
Yes. It's the only hangup right now is ours.
Yeah, okay. I just wondered.
Well, it's just the rezoning, it means they control the property to do it, so.
Right. They made an offer on the land, and the offer on the land is contingent on us rezoning.
Okay.
So,
And Doc's seen them, you've seen them, but I think they're a pretty progressive bunch, so
yeah, I think it'll be a nice property.
it'll be a nice
I
property.
think it will be something nice.
Okay,
Did we do that? Did we vote on that?
no, we're just talking about
Oh, okay.
it, which yeah, we did.
I'll make a motion that we refer it to the Board of Adjustment for
P and Z,
our
planning and zoning.
planning and zoning.
I'll second.
We did.
Let's do it again.
We'd already done that, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I
All
thought.
right, everyone then.
No, yeah.
This guy's on TV did it.
All right.
TV. Funny guys on TV.
I missed it too. So.
Did we vote already?
It didn't even pass.
We already voted it. Chris
Motion carries.
decided to tell more about the stuff and also.
Yeah, that's right. That screwed it up for me. Thank you.
Motion carries.
All right.
Go ahead.
I have a couple other things anyway. So our SRF stormwater project out in the industrial park is moving forward. Probably going to bid that in June. We have to finalize the transfer of the ownership of the property to the city, and we gotta get approval of the easements. So we'll be doing those in May. So that'll take place in May. We'll probably bid it in early June to start the project in the fall then. We will start it then.
And that's the water retention.
Yep, stormwater project. I just wanted to mention again, the library has a curbside pickup. You just need to call and set it up with the library if you want to check out a book. Let's see. I think I got that. Oh, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I've been speaking with HR Green, and we think there's going to be some sort of stimulus projects or a stimulus package that they're going to do like they did back in 2008, 2009 from the federal government, where they funded a bunch of shovel-ready projects. So we're trying to get together some projects that would be easy for us to put together rather quickly. So if they do this stimulus package, if the federal government does some sort of stimulus money for infrastructure, state infrastructure, we would be ready for that. So HR Green would like a little bit of input. We have.
Of course they would.
What's that?
I said, of course they would. Sorry.
No.
Federal money.
We put together some water projects. We kind of lumped them in together. So 2 projects that we were already talking about were the upgrading the water plant electronics, the guts of the plant, so to speak, to upgrade those. And we're talking about refinishing the 2 water towers, that is repainting them. The white one obviously is due before the yellow one is due, but we basically combine them into one package. So that would be shovel ready. They've already got numbers on all that stuff. So that was a really easy one to take off the board. So they were asking me, do we have any other projects that I thought might be, we would be able to get together quickly. And by quickly, I mean, you can't have to acquire right away. If you have to acquire right away, that's going to be difficult to do. The other thing is cooperation with other entities. So if we need Cedar County, Muscatine County, somebody else in on the project, that's going to be difficult to coordinate and get done in a timely fashion. So the projects kind of have to be.
So you're saying Division Street?
Division Street.
Because
Well, we got the right of ways.
No, we don't. We don't have the north side of Division Street. So we'd have to partner with Cedar County to do that and Muscatine County to do that. And we're likely going to have to buy right away because the road will be bigger and they'll be.
What have we been doing with Juliet tied up?
That's on
all this
the
time?
north side of Highline. The north side of,
That's it?
yeah, that's it.
When didn't work on the rest of it?
No, we don't want the rest of it until Cedar County paves it. We don't want it because if they give it to us, then we got to pay for it on our own. So, but a few projects I thought of, 3rd Street, we were talking about our capital improvement plan. That's kind of what I went by. I went on, grabbed that and just said, well, these are some projects. So 3rd Street culverts there. The other thing is, that's a truck route. We could do an asphalt overlay on that really easily. So that'd be one where you could do an asphalt overlay into, I forget, they're by Streets. I forget what the name of the street is there, but Streets Automotive. So you could possibly do a project where.
It's either Maple or Liberty.
Was that Liberty Street?
Yeah, it's Liberty.
Where the bridge is at?
Yes.
Could that be included in
Right.
it?
So we do the bridge, and an asphalt overlay would be a project that'd be an easy one for them to put together. Another one would be, and I'm thinking of different stuff here when we were doing this, but paving Ayers Progress Drive there in front of Triple B, making that area more accessible so we can sell those lots. That would be another project that we could, because we already own the right of way. We've already got the stuff there. It'd be easy to do.
I understand, but I see why would we spend money out there for a road hardly anyone uses when we got other things in town they use all the time.
Well, because we need to sell those lots and they're not as sellable if they're not paying.
Third Street has always been, not Third Street, but Division. It's always been one.
But there's no development that's going to take place out there. So if you're talking about paving something that's going to get developed, Ayers Progress is going to get developed before Division Street is. Division Street's going to cost a lot more money with no return on our investment. Ayers Progress has a bit more
I
likely to
wouldn't
do
say
it.
that necessarily.
It could do that, but it's gonna take a lot more work to get that okayed too.
Yes.
Because we haven't done anything
I'm
from
really surprised we haven't
50s.
done anything on that.
38 on this way. We haven't got the property owners on the north side or the south side.
And we're including that on this 38 study, we're including that on the 38 study. Let's see. Oh, another one I just thought of was because they were talking about trails. I thought an easy one we could do is pave the trail at Westview Park. That would be a project that if they're reserving some money for trails or things like that, that we'd be able to throw that one in there too, because we're kind of going off what they did last time and how they earmarked money last time. So we were trying to put together projects that would fit the bill, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the question I have for you guys then is if you had a choice or a preference, I don't want to pay HR Green to put together initial cost estimates and initial plans for this stuff if we're not gonna do it. And we don't have to do any of it. I mean, I'm just saying if something comes up and do we want to be ready to do that?
Well, some of those, like that Third Street, we're gonna have to do whether sooner or later here, we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, those culverts are gonna have to
And
be
that
fixed.
bridge is used a lot,
Right, there's a lot of truck traffic.
so, that's one that you can get ready for, and we're gonna use it one way or the other eventually here.
The two that are easiest is Ayers Progress Drive and the Third Street, whatever you guys want to do on Third Street. So the bridge there or the culverts by the water plant, or do an asphalt overlay for the whole thing. Another one that I thought of after I got off the phone with HR Green that I thought of was doing a new asphalt overlay on Fifth Street. That would be another one that would be pretty easy to get together because we own it, it's already there. We could put that as a project as well. So those are kind of the ones that are easy to pick off, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. Any thoughts?
What, when you apply for that, how much does get paid?
I don't know, and they haven't done anything yet. That's why we may not get any of these funded, by the way. It just kind of depends.
It sure looks nice to have a new road go through town. I mean, like Fifth Street, it's getting a look.
Well, and the question there is, do you want to weigh on that to put together a more comprehensive plan on Fifth Street to reconstruct it, redo storm sewers and the whole 9 yards? I think that's going to take time. If you're just talking about an asphalt overlay, that's something we could easily pick off. If we're doing a whole reconstruction with, let's say, sidewalks and curb and gutter, then that's another story. That would not be as easy to pick off.
What would be your time scale that we're gonna have to do Fifth Street with new storm sewers and stuff? What do you think's the time frame that we're gonna be looking at, maybe gonna have to do that sometime? Is it gonna be 15 years or?
Well, it kind of depends on how it develops going west. You have, like, in front of Artie's there, you have ditches and culverts,
Right.
I mean, at some point in time, do you want to do and do you want to do it sooner than later? I guess that's the question. If you want to do it, I'd say if you want to do a total reconstruction in the next 5 years, then don't worry about this. If you're thinking 10 years, well, maybe we do an asphalt overlay now.
I was thinking that if we did that on the north side of Fifth Street from in front of Artie's on to the west, that you could maybe get rid of that ditch in there and make a sidewalk if that's going to be on the north side for the senior home.
Right.
If they build that down there, that's looking up, you're planning it, it's going to fit into the puzzle.
Right.
Because if you're going to ever put a sidewalk there, you're going to have to fill that in anyway.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to have a nice sidewalk for those people to be able to walk up into town or use their rascals or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. So you know, and that's maybe why it didn't come to mind for me right away, is because I was thinking total reconstruction, not a asphalt overlay. But after I talked to somebody in Durant, they're thinking they're going to do a total reconstruction of theirs sometime in the future. And I thought, well,
I think eventually we will, but it just depends on.
yeah, I don't know what your timing is. That's the question with that.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Fifth Street would be the most obvious, followed by Third Street. The Fifth Street project, if you didn't do all the drainage and everything else, but you incorporated, let's say, a sidewalk, maybe not necessarily a sidewalk, but maybe a 6 foot wide, 8 foot wide asphalt pathway from, say, Artie's all the way out to where the old folks' home would be as part of that overall project.
God, we're talking about the old folks.
It's senior living.
My house is an old folks' home, so.
Doc already has his rascal bought. He's ready to roll.
Oh, he wants to.
On the Ayers Drive, are we going to finish that completely, or are we just going to stub it out farther past? I mean, what was your thinking on there?
My thinking was we'd take it all the way to where we have a lift station down there at the end of Ayers Progress. My thinking was we'd take it to there, but of course we have right of ways. That's a T intersection, and there's right of ways going east and west from there. You could include all that if you wanted to, but in order to make those lots to the north side of Ayers Progress more sellable, you'd need to have that at least that far.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, I don't know if it's a possibility or something you're even thinking about or not, but I know that the Healthy Hometown, we were talking about doing sidewalks around to and from the school to relieve some of that congestion up there.
Yeah, and I thought about that as well. Actually, that was my first thought. But the problem I see with that is there's probably going to be, there's no universal right-of-way in Wilton. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that. Some of our right-of-ways are 30 feet wide and some of them are 80 feet wide. So to be able to do sidewalks, in some places we would need to acquire right-of-way. And that's why I kind of took that one off the board right away. Was I don't know how easy that would be to do. For instance, if we want, the most obvious one to do is to do Waite Street, right? Because that's a nice through street. It goes right to kind of the heart of where a lot of people live. But there's parts of Waite Street where the right of way is really narrow, and then there's part of Waite Street where it's plenty wide and we'd have no problem. So what do you do in those particular cases? Well, it's likely we would have to acquire right of way. So that's one of the reasons I didn't include that one. I would love to do that, but it's more complicated.
I sense an opportunity here. Price on my man bar just went up.
You mean that real narrow spot there between between Cedar Street and Mauer, that real narrow street part of Waite?
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
That would cause me great stress and heartbreak if I were to lose the man bar. Oh,
Yeah. You could sell hot dogs to the walkers and throw them from the hay door.
Anything else?
Well, I guess I just need some direction. Do you want me to try to put something together or not?
My first deal is Third Street is probably the most pressing with that bridge.
I think Fifth Street is too.
yeah, I would add be a very visual thing as well, as far as improving the town's look and so forth.
Well, I know Steve doesn't want to pay HR Green any more than we have to, so I don't want to have them do a bunch of cost estimates for us and then we throw them in the trash, basically. So you want to just do 3rd Street and 5th Street?
I think that's a good start. You got to start somewhere. Let's start with that.
I think they're easy. Those are the two easiest ones.
Well, and I think initially, wouldn't that overlay be the way to go? I mean, because the thought of rebuilding 5th Street that way out with the whole fix, that's gonna run. And I would try the
Well, we
blacktop.
redid all them storm sewers there at
Yeah,
on 5th, right on your corner.
yep,
When we took that big ditch out of there and put all that great big storm sewer underneath there,
yep.
we redid them a little bit. Now, farther out west, probably not.
What did we approve tonight from Marty's down to the creek? 18,000? What did we approve tonight?
That's from the law office there. Would it be just past Brown's? The next one past Brown's.
So
The apartment.
would you go past that where that little house sits back there? Would we go past that where the house sits back behind where Brown's is?
Lori's.
Yes, that would be the last.
So
option.
then's the old hotel. Where we parked this now on the
Right.
north side. We're not gonna do anything.
No, because the fall is good on that part of it. The fall is good and the water doesn't hang
Yeah,
out.
if you have volunteers want to do something,
What's that?
it'd be you further down.
Yeah, if they wanted to do something, their
They
water
wanted to
doesn't
get in
stand
on it.
there.
Yeah, if landowners want to get in on it.
Landowners wanted to get in on it.
Yeah,
The other thing is, there may be an opportunity, if you're saying we don't have a right of way to put in sidewalks, we better be doing something to get that.
Well, we've been doing the capital improvement plan and that's what we need to get back to is finishing that capital improvement plan and then we can start working on those.
Well, we do, I don't know why we can, sound like something you would legislate, you wouldn't necessarily have to buy into.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we condemn the properties, yeah,
Well, I mean, if we, if half the town has the right of way,
right.
or 99% of them has a right, and if you don't, then we need to get, I would think we'd
So we
be able to do that.
We condemn the man barn.
Yep.
Well, but you gotta put together a plan and that's kind of where we're at with that.
Well, let's keep going, because that one's pretty high on the totem pole too.
No, I think 3rd and 5th are our two right now.
I would agree with that.
The quickest, that's the quickest without having to go through a lot of other
What
stuff.
happens in the next year, and what do the funds look like in the next year?
Right.
Well, and
It could be, the Uncle Sam might not be giving as much money away.
They've given it quite a bit already.
I know.
we
it
don't
could
have
be.
it as it is.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, we can plan and be ready for it, but it might not be.
What would you guess each one of those studies would be? 20,000 each, those studies with
From
HR
Marine.
Green,
For HR Green, no.
3rd Street and 5th Street?
If they have to do a bridge on 3rd Street, a regular bridge on 3rd Street, that would be a lot more expensive. But if you're talking about just asphalt overlays and then fixing the culverts, basically making that better and putting in new culverts, I don't think that would be as expensive. I'd say maybe 10 to 15 a piece.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong in assuming if the federal dollars don't show up, even if we did these studies and the projects didn't kick off, the studies would still be something we'd probably want to consider somewhere down the road anyway, correct?
Right. Both of those projects are already on the capital improvement plan. They're not, we haven't decided the exact order yet, but they're both on there already.
Right.
So no, it would not be wasted.
We're looking at maybe spending $30,000 for two,
That's my guess.
the total
Yep.
for the study.
And they'd still be good down the road.
And they'd be good down the road.
Well, do we need to think about this? Do we need to do something tonight? What's your pleasure?
I don't know how soon the legislature will take this up.
They're not even, it's another week before they're even back in session.
Right.
So it's gonna be quite a while. And this is Pelosi thing. We've seen this is who's pushing it.
Well, I think both sides have said they want to do a stimulus project.
Yeah, but hers is a little more for cities, and theirs were for other projects.
Oh, that could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I make a motion if we.
Well, I don't need a,
We don't need a motion.
I don't need a motion tonight. I just kind of need some direction for you. If we're kind of in agreement that third and fifth, and then I can go ahead and give them the okay to do that. Unless there's some objection to it, and then we should probably bring it up at the next council meeting.
You know,
But they have to bring a contract for us to do that anyway.
if somebody at the, I mean, if we did Third Street, with Green or whatever, would they take a look at that bridge and see if it could just be patched before? I mean,
Yes.
it looks solid, it's
Right.
just that it's crumbling off the edges.
Right. Yes, that's one of the things they would do is come out and look at that. They would study the water flow and then decide.
We
what we-
redid that bridge. I can remember who was here for, he was a city administrator. Dave, someone, he went to Nevada after he was here.
Hoagland.
Oakland, he was here when we did that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's probably, I'm guessing, probably in the early 90s, we rebuilt that bridge.
Yeah, middle of the 90s, yeah.
Okay.
So it hasn't been that long ago, but it is a truck
Well,
route. And
Middle 90s, that's 25 years.
yeah, but your interstate bridge, you run over, it's probably been there 50 or 60 years.
Yeah.
So,
And I actually think that from what I can see, the culverts look like they're in decent shape. It's just, they need to be reworked so they're. Well, I'll have Green put together a proposal on those two projects. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
that's all I got.
Anything else? How about council items?
How is it going with the part with split work, like?
Good. Yep, and we've been getting, most of the guys have been working, even though they're on split crews, we've been finding jobs for them to come in and do. And we've been doing safety meetings. They've been doing those as webinars. They're doing those at home on their own. When they're supposed to be working, they do webinar.
If this gets opened up in the future here before summer hits, are we gonna be getting a hired hand or you know, part-time help to, like, for the parks and stuff?
Bobby and I actually visited about that, and we were waiting to see when they were going to lift the restrictions. So we were planning on doing interviews the first week in May because we thought they'd be lifted by then. But I'll have to visit with him again and see if we got a different time frame for that. But we'd like to have somebody hired and ready to go when the restrictions are lifted, that we'd be able to hire somebody and go.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Because there's gonna be a lot of stuff to do when everybody's going.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think when things get lifted, people are gonna go nuts. They're gonna be in parks, they're gonna be everywhere.
So I'm pretty busy today, I noticed. There's quite a few people out.
Any other council items?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I just have one thing, that with not the recycling being canceled, are they being pretty lenient on like the extra bags? I noticed a lot of the trash cans are pretty heaping. I assume that we're kind of on the same thing we were with the penalties on the late fees, maybe just allowing a little bit extra trash due to that, or?
No, not really. Because if they have recycling, they can still put it in the recycling bin and we throw it away. So we haven't really been given a lot of leeway with extra bags, no.
Okay, I just thought maybe it'd be easier to throw a bag than a bunch of loose recycling in the trash.
Well, we're still trying to keep them in the same vein because when we go back to recycling, we don't want to have to retrain them. So
Sure, okay.
that's why we're kind of keeping on that.
Okay, and just one more thing. I seen some people, I wished I knew who they were, and I don't know, it was a good thing for Wilton, but there was a young family out in that field where the Warner Cooper, not old folks home, whatever it's called, the Warner Cooper buildings are going to be.
Yep.
They're picking up all the trash, and it was wonderful. It looked so much nicer.
Awesome.
There was some volunteers. I think they were just trying to set a good example for the kids. And I wished I would have known who they were, so I could have thanked them. I should have stopped and thanked them, but that really looks a lot better. And I don't know. I wished I knew who they were, but it was nice. It was nice to see the folks of Wilton doing that kind of stuff. So anyhow, that's all.
I agree with you, Steve. That
Yeah.
is good.
put that out on our Facebook page and see if we can find out who that is.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was one of those families that live on Wake Street that walked out of their backyard and looked out and seen all that plastic and junk that was blowing through there.
It could be.
But I don't know who it was. I seen them out there too.
Anything else? If not, signing off.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Adios.
No motion to adjourn?
I second
I think
that.
we all adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.